Lysette is reading Dave Chappelle to Filth. First, everyone mark your "the cis are at it again" bingo cards. Dave Chappelle's new Netflix special has been released, and it features even more obsessive transphobia. But more or less, his jokes were offensive and extremely tired, honestly. And we are not the only ones who are exhausted by him. Lysette appears to be totally over Chappelle's whole vibe too, and has begun simply reading him for filth. In a video posted to TikTok and Instagram, Trace basically theorized that Chappelle's near psychosexual fixation on trans people, specifically trans women, stems from him having been burned by a trans sex worker. And the theory makes sense.
So at this point, it's giving client. I don't know what doll hurt Dave Chappelle. I really don't. But it's giving disgruntled client. It's giving angry trick. It's giving he wanted to kiss on the mouth. And she was like, no, I don't do that. I upcharge for that. If you want to do that, you got to give me XYZ. And he was like, oh, no, ma'am. And his ego was bruised, honey. So he went on a rampage. It's giving angry trick. Am I lying? Dolls, am I lying? It's giving angry trick. Oh my God, who goes on to make 3 comedy specials about the dolls because you can't take? Get him some help.
I am obsessed with her laugh, just to let you know, all right? The source of Dave Chappelle's transphobia is found. What are we all talking about?
Listen, she's not wrong. It kind of is giving angry client. Like,
wow.
What bothers me the most is when, by the way, also brilliant, the cis are at it again bingo card. That's brilliant, and would also be brilliant for like a trivia theme.
Right.
The cis are at it again.
The cis are at it again.
When angry male comedians are using the trans community or the gay community, the lesbian community, our community at their disposal to make money for themselves, if it's a part of a comedy set where he sold thousands and thousands of dollars of tickets, it's because the room is packed with people.
Yeah.
And he's spewing this message to audiences all over. So it's disgusting.
Wow. You know, and didn't think about this, Trace.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. Girl, you're right. Like,
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. It is that kind of
It's
vibe.
insecure little boy
Insecure,
vibes.
where it's like,
Yeah.
what? I'm Dave Chappelle. Let me kiss you on the mouth. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It totally does kind of give you that total vibe, you know? And it's just...
Or
okay.
like a I want to see you again vibe, and the sex worker was like, I'm so sorry, that's against my rules. Like,
Yeah.
it will not happen.
Yeah.
And or he was a little bit too angry in the encounter, or he was just not a fun client to work with.
I mean, there's a huge entitlement when it comes to people
Yeah.
who are rich and who are popular, you know? So that could have been and you know, and something else that we hit on the story, I saw the last. Did you see the special yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I will.
But watch it when you can. But honestly,
I'm not a fan of...
I used to be.
Yeah.
Right? And here's the thing. I loved Dave Chappelle. I saw him perform at his longest performance in San Francisco. That was like a 7-hour stand-up.
wow,
He literally
okay.
sat there with cigarettes and pot for hours and hours. And it was
I'm
fucking
sure.
Dave Chappelle, a genius. So I'm like sitting there the whole entire time. I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom. Like, it was that, I was so drawn to him in that way. And I thought that he was a comedy genius, you know? The Chappelle Show was something that just was incredible for its time. And then he went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs
Right.
and left. And all of a sudden, then Carlos Mencia was able to come in and get his show, you know?
I think for its time are the working words, you know, like you just said, for its time. And unfortunately, people can evolve into nastier versions of themselves. You know?
And get this attention for it. So the first
Right.
time, or the first time that we did the story on it last year about the transphobia and everything that he was talking about, it was everywhere. You
Yeah.
couldn't turn on a straight TV, gay
Without
TV
seeing it.
without seeing this being,
Yeah.
right? So then what happens? Netflix offers him more money,
Special.
right? We don't know how much, we don't
mad
know
at
how many
Netflix?
more specials.
Who are we mad at?
It's
You know,
Netflix.
we should be, you know,
Right?
Netflix.
Yeah. No, you're right. We don't know.
Netflix provides platforms for people we almost love to hate. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, we
Yeah.
can't even believe that some of this shit is on our television, but we can't take our eyes off of it.
So he had the special.
Yeah.
We saw it. We were upset about the transphobia. We were upset about the jokes, right? Okay, special number 2. Let's see if it changes any. No, still kind of the same jokes. Okay, lackluster, right? We live in South Florida. We have the Hard Rock that does huge. It's a huge event space for comics, right? Dave Chappelle was set to do 2 shows. They added 5 more. The man was like doing like a week
He was
long,
selling out.
sold out.
Yeah, selling out.
All because of us, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
You know? And so then he comes back and does this special. And I have to agree, it was kind of boring and it was kind of the shit that I had already heard before.
I'm going to watch it now.
You know?
I have an excuse to. But I just don't think... I kind of switched from male comedians to only focusing on female comedians a while back because I can't stand the sound of certain straight men's voice. So I will go back and revisit this, but I just don't think that anyone using the LGBTQ plus community at their disposal and fingertips to a crowd of thousands to then later benefit them and shade us in a negative light is something that I want to affiliate myself with. So
that part.